Hello, hello, and welcome to another episode of Mourning Tea. I'm your host, Anian, and I am very excited about today. I swear to God, people are either going to love this episode or they're going to be crossing their arms going, "Mrr, mrr, 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 mrr." It's either going to be a grumble grumble or they're going to be jazzed to hear it. So I have here,
Maybe both.
it's going to be, they're going to grumble grumble, but then maybe be like, "But also, can we talk about it though?"
Yes.
Guys, I'm here with Haley. I've known you for a long time.
2017. We met in 2017.
Wow. Okay,
Yeah.
so it's been almost 10 years that I've known you. Haley has a salon, she has a full clientele, and recently got into, how do I pronounce this?
Monat.
Monat. I've said it wrong every single way I could possibly. So just want to say hi, tell people what's up.
Yeah, so I have been in the hair industry for 18 years. I actually don't own a salon. Salon ownership is not something that I ever wanted to tap my little toes into. No, thank you. My former assistant actually owns the salon that I work in, and it's
Stop, really?
Yes, it's amazing. It's
my heart.
I know, it's the best thing ever. I love working there. I'm there 2 days a week. I do hair extensions. I've done hair extensions pretty much exclusively since late 2018, early 2019. And I've slowly been dwindling my days back from behind the chair and started focusing more on coaching in 2020, 2021, and helping stylists build their hair extension businesses. So consulting on the side, one-on-one coaching, group coaching, that sort of thing. And that's just slowly evolved over time. And then, in the last, this is actually my 1 year Monat anniversary. And if you would have told me, Ani, if you would have told me even probably 2 years ago that I would be like, yeah, I do Monat. I love Monat. I'm making money with Monat and I'm driving the car, I would have laughed in your face and I never would have believed you.
I mean, because realistically, Monat is known for being an MLM, having a few lawsuits a few years ago, which at this point, I don't know, man, anybody can sue anybody. I always say, as long as you're willing to be open and talk about it, whatever.
Totally.
So what even got you into this? How did you end up here?
Great question. So kind of against my will, to be honest with you. So there was a girl, not a hairstylist. I'll be honest, I would have never purchased this from a hairstylist, at least at the time. But there was a girl that I had followed and I loved her content. I found her in 2020 and she was talking about all kinds of things that I felt like my family and I were having, just about the state of the world and what was happening with COVID. And obviously we don't have to get into that, but I really resonated with the things that she was talking about. And I was like, you're saying out loud what my family and I are talking about. So I started really, you know how you find people and you're like, I know we'd be friends in real life. Yes. And I just trusted her. I watched her get deplatformed. I watched her Instagram get deleted multiple times. She was a previous influencer. She lost her basically entire influencing career because she was standing on her values. And I respected that a lot. I respect anybody who is willing to lose everything, even money, to stand up for what they believe in. Truly. So that spoke a lot to me about who she was as a person, what she valued. And I just followed her for years, kind of silently, she had no idea who I was. And then years passed and then she started selling money and I was like, oh, bless her heart. Actually, literally, I was like, this poor girl, she's probably struggling. She has to be desperate. But again, I loved her so much that I was like, whatever. And she didn't know who I was. So I was just still watch her content. And I started watching her hair transform. She's super blonde. And she started getting these little wispy bangs. And I was like, but still was not buying into it. She eventually found me. I'd liked one of her lifestyle posts and she eventually figured out who I was, followed me. And as soon as I checked back into Instagram, I saw she'd followed me. I was like, I am 100% going to have a hey girl message. Ani, sure enough, a hey girl message. I'm not kidding. But again, I loved her so much that she could have talked to me about dog poop. And I would have been like, yeah, let's talk about it, because I just loved her. You know what I mean? And so I sent her a voice note and I was like, listen, I'm obsessed with you, but the hard no for me. And we just went round and round, back and forth. And she was finally like, Haley, let me just send you some product. Let me send you product to try. And if you hate it, you can tell everybody how much you hate it. You can go online, you can blast it all over. And I was like, that'd be good content.
Deal.
Okay. Done.
Great. Done.
Sounds great. So I get it. It's a huge box, like $600 worth of product. And I have extensions in at the time, 1 row. And a little bit of a background, I've worn hair extensions consistently for, the entirety of doing weft extensions, so almost 9 years. And I wore them because I could never get my hair to grow. Like, it would always stay in this range. One side would grow longer than the other. It would break. I just literally thought like this is where I was going to have to live forever. So to have the length of hair that I wanted, I thought I was always going to wear extensions. So I get in the shower and I'm telling Chance, I'm like, I'm going to use these products. Like, my hair might start falling out. So be prepared for me to have a mental breakdown. Like, I'm ready for that. So I'm
you looked into the lawsuits and you're like, I'm going to end up bald. This sucks.
Yeah. So I get, and you have like very specific instructions, because they are different than like normal salon, at least the products that I was using in the salon. Like, you have to like really emulsify them. Definitely a little bit of a learning curve, and a little bit goes a very long way. So I'm like lathering it up, and I start washing. I shampoo a couple times. I'm always a multiple shampooer because I was going so long between shampoos. I'm rinsing the shampoo out, not even conditioner. And Ani, I kid you not, I'm going like this, and I could run my fingers through my hair without conditioner in it. And obviously, if you've worn hair extensions, you know that pretty much you're going to be a dreadlock until they're dry most of the time. It, like, brushing them out is like a job in its own. You have to use a product, you have to condition, you have to use a leave-in. Like, there's a lot of work that goes into brushing out your extensions. And I was floored by how amazing my hair felt, but also my scalp. I felt like my scalp had never been so clean. And then I was like, okay, fine. Like, the products are good. I like them. And she's like, cool. Do you want to start talking about it? Do you want to do it? And I was like, no. What are you talking about? Absolutely not. Like, and she was like, well, what would you need to happen for you to want to like potentially sell this? Cause she's like, you're linking things all the time. And I'm like, yeah, I do. But I was like, I would need to see my own result, which would be, for me, my hair getting longer. And so she's like, okay. And she just would like check in with me, and we would be pretty much in constant conversation. And I didn't think, again, much of it. I used them for 9 months though. And then she one day sent me a photo of my hair before I started using Monat and my hair after, a side by side. And I'll have to text you the photo. My jaw was like on the floor. I was like, the only thing I have changed, the only thing, are these hair products.
Shut up.
It was long, it was full, it was shiny. I could not get over it. And I was like, okay, fine, send me the link. I'll do it. Ani, that link sat in my browser on my computer for 2 weeks before I finally bought, because I was still so like, I can't believe I'm about to do this.
Were you like, because this is the way because I have friends of mine that actually not like work under you, but they're like on your team. Yes. And I straight up was like, can I ask you a question? I'm like, were you embarrassed when you started posting? She was like, yeah, of fucking course. Like, did you feel the same? Like, the first time you posted where you're like, this is so embarrassing?
I've never felt more embarrassed of anything in my entire life. Ani, I'm making my first post. I joined in March. I don't think I made my first post until April. I wanted to throw up. I made my post and I sent my sister a text and I was like, I'm going for a walk. Watch my post. I can't look at it. I'm literally afraid I'm going to get canceled. Like, and you know how it is. Like, you build your online community, you build your online presence, and you have this, like, you have a reputation, and you know, people respect you, and you're like, I'm going to tank any amount of credibility that I have. Like, it was this like super deep fear that I had. And so my sister texts me maybe 10 minutes later, and she's like, you need to check your phone. Like, not only is your post like popping off, but she's like, people are being really nice and really supportive, and they're really curious. And I was like, what?
Like, are you sure? Did you look at the right
Yeah.
post? Are we talking about the same post?
Yeah. And she was. I think there was only one somewhat of a shitty comment. And it's actually someone you know. But yeah.
Shocker.
Shocker. I'm curious if like when I tell you later, if you'll be like, oh, that tracks. I don't know this person super well, but anyway, I was like only one out of a lot. And then, but I mean, the saves and sends on this thing were like, I was like, oh my gosh. And then you're like, I know I'm the butt of so many jokes right now.
Yeah.
The interesting thing for me, when you're talking about like, you know, if what people have to say, I get some hate. It's usually from somebody I don't know. I don't have a lot of people that say anything directly to me, but it always gets back to me.
Girl, the way I know exactly how that is, I swear to God, there is not a single class, educator, extension method, hairline method that has not said something about me that hasn't made its way back. I don't ask for it. I don't look for it. People are literally just like, hey, so I was in this class and so-and-so was talking shit. I'm like, damn, dog.
Thank you. I know.
Like, leave me alone.
And they'll tell you exactly who said it. Oh, you don't know who that is? This is what salon she owns. This is what salon she works at. Here's her Instagram handle.
Dude, they will tell you the tone,
everything,
the facial expression, how many people heard it. They will reenact it if you want. And sometimes I want to be like, it's interesting to hear, but other times I'm like, I don't even think I want to know. I'm in my own happy la la land now.
Me too. I feel the same way. I feel like for, I don't know, the past like maybe, let's see, it's 26, maybe the past 3 years, I've really distanced myself from a lot of the inner workings of the extension world. And I feel the same way. Like, I don't know the tea. I don't know the drama. I don't know and it has been the most peaceful thing ever. So even to get stuff back like that, you're like, respectfully, you don't have to tell me. Like, I don't care.
I know you're looking out, but so like, you don't have feelings. Dude, and you know what's so funny? Because I feel like I'm still pretty balls deep in the hair world, you know? Like, I have my extension method, I have my hairline, I have my salon that I educate, I travel nationally to educate. But even though I'm still in it, I'm kind of out almost. Not out of the hair world, but it's like I'm in my own world. It's me, people that inspire the fuck out of me that I've managed to become friends with. It's a co-educator that is like so good at hair loss. It's literally insane. And I'm like, if it's not inside my immediate world, I even like stop scrolling on Instagram.
Same.
Because I think Instagram, my own opinion, and I say this all the time, is one of the meanest social media platforms. Like, see, for me,
I don't get a lot of that.
Oh, see, from what I see, I'm like, damn, y'all are vicious. But like my TikTok, it might as well be the fucking Teletubbies over there. Like, it's so friendly on my TikTok.
Isn't that funny?
Crazy. And I think like the reason I just stopped scrolling is like, making sure I don't play the comparison game. If I don't know what anyone else is doing, I can't compare. But then also I feel like the hate that is in the hair world some days like gets to me when people are like, oh, you do tape-ins? You must not be talented. That's trash. You're trash. Oh, that's how you apply lightener? Did no one teach you? And I'm like, are you fucking okay? And I feel like even just seeing those comments, even if they weren't directed at me, like totally got to me at some point. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to mind my own fucking business. If you DM me, if you comment, I will always respond. Like, kikiing is like one of my favorite things on social media.
Yes.
But the reading of what people say left and right, I'm like, you don't have to be so cruel. Like, if someone says peanut butter is the best and you hate it, I hate peanut butter. I'm not like, oh, Haley, you like it? Your taste buds must be trash. Like, what the fuck?
Right. No, so true.
So you were pretty embarrassed when you started posting.
I was so embarrassed when I started posting. I would honestly say I just stopped being embarrassed within the past probably 3 months.
And you've been doing it how long now?
This is my 1-year anniversary.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You just said that.
But this is also the most money that I've made in a 3-month time span. And I'll tell you what, Ani, you stop caring what people say when the checks start rolling in.
I fucking bet. I bet. And you know what? I say that to people all the time. I'm like, be ruthless in what you're selling. If you believe in it, who cares? Like, whatever. So let me ask you this. Why do you think that, I mean, I know Monat has obviously a bad reputation because of what happened a while ago. That was 2018. I dived into that so deep because I've gotten a few hey girl texts. Like, and I would always know, and not that they give me an ick, but I'd rather you just be straight up and be like, yo, dog, I think you'd love this. Like, talk instead of being like, hey, have you ever wanted longer, thicker, luscious hair? Like, whatever's happening, I hate it. That makes me uncomfortable.
Just shoot it to me straight or don't shoot it at all.
So just tell me, be like, yo, dog, I want you on my team. That I would respect and listen to more than being like, what hair problems are you having? I'm like, I don't know. I actually have pretty good hair. I just want it thicker and longer, like everybody else.
Like everyone else. Yes.
Everybody else. So
yeah.
I feel like, where is it going with that? Because yeah, I've gotten a few of those too.
Yes.
But also, that's what I tell people, like, fuck it, promote it. Yeah, you're going to feel stupid probably the first 100 times. Or there comes a point where you're like, yeah, I don't care anymore. I don't care what anybody thinks, whatever.
You stop caring. I think for me, it was like, I had only heard bad things. I had a couple of clients years ago who had a bad reaction to it. And I don't know, now knowing what I know about the line, I have a lot of questions that I would have asked, like just which products are you using? Like what else is going on but I was like, just throw it away. Like just throw it away, get rid of it. So that was part of why I had such a bad like ick towards it, just because I saw what was happening with their hair. Now, do I know that it was only money causing that? No, but that was what they said that was different. Right. So but I really was like, I've never had my own experience with it. And I don't like the idea that I'm basing my very bold opinion. Mind you, I created Monat hate content actually. And if you scroll back on my Instagram, it's still on there. And honestly, I haven't reshared it yet because I kind of like when I read it, I'm like, I'm kind of selling myself on why I should hate it. So I haven't reposted it.
So funny.
I know. It's so funny. It's a really convinced. I was like, man, maybe I should hate it. Yeah, that was good.
Exactly.
That was really good. I get why I hated it. But I was like, if I'm going to have such a passionate stance on my hatred of it, I should probably base that on an experience that I have for myself and with my own clients. So that was kind of where that came from, where I was like, I want to be able to speak to it firsthand. And I loved the idea of getting to say publicly, hey, I've hated money all these years, and now it's justified. And then when it wasn't, it was like, huh. And then I started, because then a lot of people have a huge problem with the MLM dynamic of the business, which I understand. I've never done an MLM before, so I don't have anything to compare it to. But from what I'm understanding, not all of them are created equal. No. And the predatory part of it can come from, I think, how the payouts work, how you actually make your money. But how Monat pays their people, it's interesting because they basically just bonus you on top of everything you're already doing. And what was interesting for me was like, as I started getting compensated, I was like, I'm just getting compensated for everything that I've done all of these years prior, especially for hair extension brands.
Oh, dude, I don't even keep retail in my salon.
No.
I'm not playing that fucking game. I'm not doing it. I worked for an Aura-based salon, and I think it was, you had to spend like 10 grand a month or something?
Something like that.
Just to stock it. And if you were in a suite, they wouldn't even work with you.
Totally.
Which is like, that is and that's actually what I wanted to say earlier, is that I think that is one of the reasons that Monat has such a bad rap, because yes, technically it's an MLM, and MLMs historically have not been ideal. The whole LuLaRoe, I don't know if you ever watched that documentary.
We actually were just talking about this yesterday. That's so funny you bring that up. Yes, I sure have watched it. Front row seat.
Fascinating. Like,
so interesting.
Yep. And shit like that just leaves a bad taste in people's mouths. Mm-hmm.
Totally. It leaves such a bad taste in people's mouths. And I don't blame them. And I think too, though, it's like, you can have a bad experience with anything. You can have the best product in the world, the best company in the world. But if you have a shitty manager, they could ruin it, not just for you, but for everybody. Mm-hmm. And I'm realizing that I think that's where a lot of the negativity can come from. Somebody came in and they had a bad experience, maybe with a leader or, whoever their upline was, whatever that is, all like industry type of chit chat terms. But I think of that again, I correlate everything back to hair extensions. Mm-hmm. I've been a part of hair extension education companies, and I know you have very limited things you can say about this, but where maybe the education was good, but the leadership was not, and it ruined it for a lot of people. But, kind of back to also, I was selling extensions for companies. I just wasn't getting paid for it. Mm-hmm. I was representing a brand that I was not getting compensated for. I was referring my social media friends, my audience, my community to a company. And I'm like, oh, now I'm just actually getting paid for it. And I'm getting paid for it really, really well. Why would I be mad about that?
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? And it's one of those things like do you know Stella in Vegas?
Yes. I don't know her super well, but she has always been so incredibly sweet to me.
She's such a little cutie patootie.
She's so sweet.
And it's so funny because we were just at her salon hosting. She was hosted us for a class in Vegas. And we ended up talking about, because the co-educator, she teaches toppers. I teach wefts and K-tips. And really the only thing kind of left out is tape-ins. And I was actually talking to Stella about that because she has tape-ins and teaches how to put them in. And I said, you know what? I go, I'm always one of those, like, I'm happy to prove me wrong. Like, I don't have such a big ego that I can't be like, you know what? I thought this thing and this person proved me wrong. Like, I love that. I think that's an important part of being a human being. And I told her, I was like, yeah, because I've been doing hair now for like 17 years. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, I did tape-ins at the beginning of my career and I hated it. I hate it. They're just a sticky. I would throw away combs every day. I'm like, I can't even clean this. It's just gone now. They're dead to me. And then she goes, can I show you how easy it is? And I was like, what do you mean? And she's like, I was like, what do you, I'm ready. Okay. But like, show me, but like, what do you mean? And she's like, here, I'll have my assistant take out a tape-in. And I was like, right now? She's like, yeah, right now. And I was like, you have my attention. That's bull, bitch. We're still in class. Like, students are walking around, but I was like, let me see your fucking tape-in over here. And she got one of the other students who she knows, and she was like, yeah, you just go boop, boop, a little spray. That motherfucker, it peeled off literally like this, just that easy. And I was like, I beg your finest fucking pardon. I go, let me touch it. She's like, touch it. And I touched it, and it had like a tackiness, but it wasn't sticky.
Yes.
And I'm very sensitive to, like, I know I have like sensitivity or sensory issues with that. And then I was like, can I touch your hair? She's like, yeah. And I felt it, no residue. And she's like, do you want me to show you how to peel it off? I'm like, yeah, peel it off. Every step of the way. I'm such a fucking dickhead. I'm like, there's no way it's going to fuck up. And so then she peeled it off and I was like, sorry, that took 10 seconds. She's like, yeah. She goes, do you want me to show you how to put tape on again? And I was like, yeah, show me.
Like skeptical every step of the way.
Every step. And it was so easy. And it was so funny because she kind of did the same thing to me. Because she has her own method for extensions. And she's like, Ani, I got to be honest. I had no interest in learning your method. I was like, fuck it. It's included in the class. Like, might as well do it. She was like, I love it. I was like, thank you so much. She was like, no, like, what the fuck? I was like, oh my God, stop. Thank you so much. Like, I love shit like that. So I'm kind of like you in the sense of like, I will probably try to prove myself right. But if you prove me wrong in the process, that's actually pretty cool. Like, I'm happy to eat my words. I don't care.
A lot of people aren't though. And I think that's the interesting thing. This whole journey for me has been so incredibly humbling. Mm-hmm. And I have learned so much about myself along the way. I didn't realize I had this like very deep-seated fear of judgment professionally. I've always been somebody who's like, I don't care what people think of me, but I realized I do care in the sense of my career. Mm-hmm. And just like, how can I let that go? Especially if there is something that I fully use, I believe in. And then I had to have this talk with myself, like, are you being authentic to yourself if you do have something you love and you're not sharing it? Mm-hmm. And I wasn't. And that was it was like a convicting moment for me where I was like, if this were any other product line, I would have shared it from the first shampoo.
Or if it had been Oribe, a line that's known to be very luxury, very
Yes,
expensive,
yes.
you would have said, I'm bringing it in, I'm trying it, I'm taking it. It would have, you're right, there would not have been a second fucking thought about it.
Mm-hmm. Not one.
Wow.
Not one. Yeah.
Now here you are. This is so,
here we are.
Honestly, when I DM'd you and I was like, hey girl, can we get on a podcast and talk about this? I was so glad you said yes. Because honestly, I feel like these are the things, and I know everyone's going to be like, this is Ani saying she's going to sell it. I actually don't sell it. I just think it's interesting.
Yeah.
But also, I'm not such a big hater to be like, just because I don't understand doesn't mean I don't like it. Like, what you do in your business has no effect on me. So if it works for you, fuck yeah, brother, keep doing it. That's
totally.
rad.
Totally.
And you've grown your team pretty fucking big, haven't you?
Oh, we're the fastest growing team of stylists in Monat like globally. Like
Shut
it's
the fuck up.
No, I swear. So they just launched. It's like so funny. I still kind of giggle about it because I'm like, how did I get here?
Like I was their number one hater.
What am I doing? Yes. Ani, it's crazy because regardless of how you feel about money, like regardless, take it out of it. The industry is seeing issues with hair and scalp right now. And what we are now seeing also starting to trend, it's not necessarily about like what color your hair is. People want a healthy scalp and they want healthy hair, and they are willing to stop at nothing to do it. And that's actually where a lot of people who are coming in now are like, I've quite literally tried everything. I'm so desperate that I'm willing to try Monat. That's what a lot of the stylists coming in are saying. But yeah, it's wild how quickly it's grown, but they just started their stylist program back in the fall and launched it where they'll just have like stylist focused education, that sort of thing. We have like back bar sizes in shampoo and conditioner now, which is pretty cool. But it's still a brand new baby essentially in Monat as like a company. So I really feel like it's just going to continue to grow, and it's going to continue to go upward, especially for hair extension stylists who are so worried about their clients' hair health, their clients' scalps, and that sort of thing.
Well, and I also feel like it's so telling because, like, obviously I'm wearing extensions. I mean, I'm wearing one row, but my natural hair, I mean, is actually long as fuck right now. It's the longest.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my hair is actually pretty long. I put one row in because I like the thickness of it.
Yep.
But my hair grows long, it grows thick. I chopped it off a little over a year ago for my wedding. But I mean, yeah, I've been married a year and 2 months now, and my hair grew this much in a year.
That's nuts.
My hair fucking grows. You know what
yeah.
I mean?
Mine does not. So I'm so happy for you.
You're like, that's nice. Fuck you also. Someone had talked to me about Monat recently, and I can't think of, I can probably think of who it was, but we were talking about it, and I go, I mean, if it can give me Haley's hair, I go, fine, I'll fucking try it. If it can get my natural hair that long. But I also, tell me if you feel this way too. I feel like, although, yes, people are still getting extensions, they're still going to get toppers, they're still going to get their hair colored. I also feel like the industry is slightly trending more towards natural hair.
100%.
Like, I had my hair as a split dye because this is 100% my natural color. I don't color this side at all. This is the part that was platinum blonde. So I was Cruella DeVille for 5 years. And there came a point where I was like, I'm exhausted by this. I'm tired.
Yeah.
I don't want to color my hair anymore. But even with that, like, this is all my hair. I've always been able to keep it the same length. Obviously, this is a little thicker on the bottom versus what was bleached to a 10. But like, I was still able to keep it really fucking healthy. And I just feel like even with my clients, they're like, what's the least amount of color we could do?
100%.
How simple can we make this?
100%. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel that too. It's like and I don't know, I don't even necessarily think it's like a money thing. I think people are just tired of all of the maintenance things, right? They not only are they doing their hair, they're doing their nails, they have Botox, they have filler, they have all of the things, and it just gets to be exhausting. So they want something that's going to last longer. And they're like, why would I not want to try something to get my natural hair to the healthiest place possible?
Mm-hmm.
you
And
know?
I always say I am the laziest hairstylist. Like for
Me
my
too.
clients, there's nothing I won't do for you. But for me, I would love nothing more than for my hair to grow as long and as thick as yours. I would never wear extensions again. I don't
That,
like it.
I
I
haven't
also,
had them since August. Look at how long it is. And I just cut
oh
it.
shit, bitch, it is long.
Long,
It's long but
long,
thick. Like it
very
looks.
thick.
Did you naturally have like thicker hair?
I naturally have very thick hair. So
Okay.
that's always been a thing. I've just never been able to maintain my length ever because it just is so brittle. It breaks. And yeah, I have a lot of like transformation posts I need to share because they've just been like popping up and like truly blowing my mind where I'm like, I never thought I would have this hair without hair extensions.
Yeah, I mean, I can believe it. It is very long, and you can tell it's thick as shit. I feel like my hair gets. I haven't tried to grow it out in a very,
Mm,
very long time because even then, I would go from a bob to a lob to then just put 24s in, and then just it's always. And I feel like when you're also like, it also does help that you're not putting a lot of color on it. Like all these
I
things,
don't color at all. Yeah.
I don't literally no. I don't even have to color what was once blonde. I haven't colored this in months. My hair just
Yeah.
sucked that color up, and I'm like, fucking thank you, because I don't want to redo.
It knew. This is what you're supposed to be, Ani.
It said we're done. Thank you
Yeah.
so much for not torturing us.
Yes. Yes.
I love that though. But yeah, I have found same. My clients just want something a little bit more natural. And like I'm one of the girls, I've never had Botox or filler, so there's no upkeep. I don't get
Yep.
my nails done because I don't like being touched by strangers, which means I don't get pedicures. I don't like I am one of the most chill humans when it comes to upkeep. But do I buy 10,000 books and do I want a few cows, a couple goats, a donkey, and some chickens? Yes, I do.
Oh, obviously. Why would you not?
I'm really expensive in a different way.
Yes, you are. That's way more expensive.
It's so bad. I always say,
It's
like,
so
my
fun.
husband for sure thought he lucked out of how low key I am. And now that we moved, I'm like, so how many cows can we get and when can we get them? They're not that expensive. They're, 7 to 15 grand.
Each. It's
Each.
fine.
It's
Fine.
Oh my God. So what other like misconceptions do you feel there is about Monat now? Because obviously, like I know people are really afraid, and I will say it was so interesting. Sorry, while you think about that,
No.
because I told you I'd gotten a few "Hey girl" texts, and honestly, I'm one of those upfront bitches. Like I'm gonna ask you probably the question that you may not want to be asked, but if you can answer me, I'm intrigued. And every time, first few times I got the "Hey girl," I was like, "Hey, but what about the lawsuits? Like, what happened with that? What was changed?" And it was kind of like one girl goes, "You can't believe everything you read." I'm like, "This is a court document." Like, like I get what you're saying, but we also can't discount the fact it's a court document.
Yeah.
So I ended up texting one of my friends. I'm pretty sure you know who it is, and I was like, "Can I ask you a question?" And she's like, "Yeah." And that's when I was like, "Are you embarrassed?" And she's like, "Yes, every single day, every post,
Every day.
incredibly
Yeah.
embarrassed." And I was like, "Can I ask about the lawsuits?" And she's like, "Fucking ask." It was one of the first people that was like, "Yeah, here's what happened. This is what it looks like." And every time I asked a question where she's like, "I actually don't know. Let me look into it." I know she was emailing Monat and being
Oh,
like,
she was.
"Oh, she."
Oh, she was. We were chit-chatting about, she just was like talking about like what, because that's everybody's biggest fear is like, what do I say when somebody brings up a lawsuit?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which I get it. I am more in the camp of, I don't necessarily feel the need to defend it, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Mainly because it was so long ago. I wasn't here then, so I can't speak to the experience. I can't speak to what happened. I know I've not had a similar experience at all. I know a lot of things were changed now, and I'm not gonna base my current opinion on something that happened 10 years ago.
But you know what? That's an answer I can respect.
Yeah.
The answer being, don't believe everything you read.
I feel that. I do feel that. I do feel that.
I was like, I mean, a little, maybe that if someone were to be like, "Hey, I totally," and that's where I think, like, not necessarily selling, but that's why, like, even to my clients in the salon, I am very upfront. I just had a new client, and when she signed the contract, she was like, "Hey, it talks about damage." And I said, "Yep." She's like, "Are extensions damaging?" I go, "Can be, yeah." Like, I'm never one to be like, Don't worry. No, I'm going to tell you everything that could potentially happen if you decide to take the risk, because Botox is a risk, filler is a risk, nails, getting your nails done is bad for your nails. Like, that's not
100%.
anything can
Anything.
cause damage. So I'm one of those that I'm like, I will be very upfront from the get-go. If something fucks up and it's on me, I'm going to say, I fucked up. Here's how we fix it. This is what we do. You know what I mean? So
Totally.
I just feel like that's how I handle literally everything. So the fact that my friend was like, that is a really good question about the lawsuit. Let me look into it. I was like, oh, you get it. You
She gets
understand
it.
what I'm saying right now. Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think
Well, I think too, like it makes you scared, right? Like you hear lawsuit and you're like, I don't want to touch that. But then the other thing, I think the thing for me that was also made me be like, ooh, where am I being inconsistent? Because my hang up was the lawsuit. It was one of my hang ups. Like, oh, but the lawsuits. And then she asked me, she said, well, do you care about the lawsuits of any of the other companies that you use? And I was like,
damn bitch, did you just
no.
hit me with it?
Right? Like, no, I don't. But it was like things like that over and over where I was like trying to stand on business for this like one thing. And then she's like, but are you standing on business with like all of this other stuff too? Like, cause some people are like, well, what about this specific ingredient, this specific ingredient? And I was kind of trying to do that. And I was like, I've never one time looked at the ingredients on any of the other products that I'm using.
You know what? I'm proud of myself on this one. On that one, I can stand 10 fucking toes down because I do. But
I love that. Now I do. But at the time I did not. Like, yes.
Well, and for me, it's because I own a hairline. And when people are like, oh, the hair is bad, I'm like, it's not. Here's how you treat hair. Here's why oils are bad generally. Here's why keratin and protein doesn't work. This is the difference between like a wheat protein and an animal. Like, I've had to look at it in depth only, honestly, because I own a hairline that now, but before that, no fucking way. I'd be like, oh, my hair feels so good. In the same way that like Oribe Moisture Line, I'm like, that shit has fucking protein in it, y'all. You can't use it with extensions. That's why your hair feels like shit.
Right.
So that is, but that's, I mean, the girl got you, to be honest. That's a
fair. No, she did. She did. And I was like, oh my gosh, I think I just saw where I was being such a hypocrite in so many aspects. And I don't want to live my life like that. Like, I was like, that's not who I am. So if I at least want to be consistent, if I'm going to be big on ingredients, then I need to do that across the board. If I'm going to stand about a lawsuit, then I need to look into all the other companies that I use and affiliate with, whether it's just on, if it's color, if it's another product line, like whatever. Am I deep diving into their lawsuits and am I like creating an argument around it? No, like, what am I doing?
Well, so I mean, recently, this was what, maybe in the past 6 months, weren't there a few color lines that now have lawsuits against them saying that they cause like, I don't know if it was cancer or some crazy fucking reactions, like insane health concerns. I saw that and I was like,
well, for some of the ingredient girlies, and again, like I consider myself an ingredient girl now, but also am I? Because, and this was something that was like, oh my gosh, where people are like, well, if there's hormone disruptors, that's like a big conversation. And I was like, you're worried about a hormone disruptor, and yet you're creating a chemical reaction on your client's head every single time you're doing their hair when you color it, and you don't think that's doing anything to their hormones. Like, what are we doing? Like, what is this argument?
I mean, and that's fucking fair. Yep. And I will say, I feel like generally, I'm not a super holistic girly. I mean, quasi am. Like, I would go to a holistic doctor before a normal doctor, and we eat super healthy in our house. Like, even like all the meat that we buy, like the beef is by a half cow. We know who the butchers are.
We do too.
We're those people.
We are too.
My husband cut out all seed oils from our house. So like anything that's made with seed oil, we don't have it. He has learned to like make all, like, even something as stupid as, I know this is crazy unhealthy, but one day I was like, because we don't eat fast food. I don't drink soda. I don't drink alcohol. Like, there's a lot of
us either.
I'm a pretty fucking healthy person. And I will never forget, probably about like 8 months ago, I told my husband, I'm like, oh my God, I would commit murder for a Crunchwrap Supreme from Taco Bell. And he literally went, We are not eating that. This motherfucker went to the grocery store, got every single ingredient, made me Crunchwrap Supremes from scratch. And
It was probably
like,
way better.
girl, it's the best Crunchwrap Supreme I've ever had.
I bet it was.
And now, unfortunately for him, I ask for it all the time.
You have to. You have to.
Yeah. So, like, I am one of those people. Like, I am an ingredient person. I do try to eat healthy. That doesn't mean 100% of the time. There's always little things here and there. But, like, ingredients do matter to me just because of how we live our lifestyle.
Same. So I totally get it. I totally get it. But yeah, so those were kind of some of the things that really, I think for me, were just like a little bit of a mindset shift had to happen. Misconceptions, I would say a lot of MLMs, and I didn't actually know this. So I thought part of how you got paid was, so like, let's say you were like, Haley, I'm going to join. So if you joined directly under me, I would make a one-time flat rate commission off of whatever product pack you'd buy. And it would depend on how big that product pack was, how much I would get paid. But I think it ranges from like $35 to $250. So nothing crazy. And then I would not make money on you unless you decided to work the business, unless you were like, I'm going to sell. I also, and this is where I think a lot of MLMs get in trouble and are deemed super predatory, I don't make commission off of any of your purchases, your personal purchases. Where a lot of MLMs, it's like, oh, you have to buy a certain amount of a month to stay active. Oh, you're encouraged to make more and more purchases because the people above you are making money on your purchases. We don't get paid on that, which I actually really, really like.
I actually did not know that at all.
Yes.
Interesting.
Very interesting. There's 11 ways to get paid. Well, I think there's going to be more now with the Meta program that they're coming out with on April 1st. But yeah, but that was something that really stood out to me. And you're also not paid necessarily on, like, I'm not earning a percent of your sales. I would earn bonuses on your sales volume. So the amount of product that you would be selling. Okay. If you sell a certain amount, I would then get a specific commission based on that, not necessarily like per sale that you're making.
Okay, that makes sense. And you know, when you think about it, is it really any different than like an affiliate program for every other company? Because that's, now that you're saying like, Ani, if you don't get paid off the things I buy, okay, well, technically still a pyramid. I do get that, but also technically not. If you're not getting paid off what I buy, because like I'm part of affiliate programs, like of where like, yeah, I make money if other stylists join. Now those are things obviously I fully believe in, like 10 toes down, like they're phenomenal education, but that's not really it doesn't sound any different than an affiliate program.
I like to think it's like an affiliate program on steroids. So this is where it's different to me. So you get paid your commissions. You also get paid for your friends' referrals, basically. So it's almost like, I think of this, if I would have gotten paid on every referral that I sent to hair extensions, I would never work again.
Bank, bitch.
But imagine then that when somebody, like, let's just use hair extensions as the example, if somebody then becomes successful at extensions, imagine that their success built the success of your business. Mm-hmm. So them being successful would help my business grow. So imagine you would get paid on that. Like, to me, I'm like, what do you think corporate America is? Like, let's talk about that. You want to talk about a real pyramid scheme. You've got your like CEO, you have your all your C-suites, whatever. And then you have the people under them. And then you have your entry-level positions who are doing probably all of the work, who are running the day-to-day business, making the least amount. And then you have a few people here at the top who are just like rolling in money. Mm-hmm. But that's not a pyramid scheme to you just because it's how it's always done.
I mean, some companies have free internships. You don't even get paid.
And we're fine. We are fine with that though. Like that's not a big deal. But you give somebody an opportunity to make money, to help other people find success, then in turn helps them be successful. And that's the scam.
I feel like it's also like one of those things where, to me, this same, different. But like when people come to interview at salons and they do like the, oh my gosh, what's it called when they work with you for a day?
Shadowing.
Oh my God, thank you. Like a shadowing, like a one, but they're working with you. Anytime I've ever, a working interview, Jesus Christ.
Oh, working interview. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. Yes.
Yeah, no. So like a working interview, I've hired many assistants. I paid them full pay for doing a working interview. And when I told some people that, they were like, why would you do that? It's a working interview. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't think I understand. They are working all goddamn day. Like, to me, doing any amount of free work is unacceptable. And to me, it's just a matter of respect. I respect you and your time enough to pay you to be here. Even if I don't end up hiring you, you should still be paid. And I feel like that's one of those things. It was just always like that. Oh, people just don't get paid. It's the privilege to potentially work here. And I'm like, yes, that word is like hard for me. I don't like that. It's everything you know. And so I think it sometimes just takes like one person to change it, to be like, you know what? Okay, like let's do something different. Unfortunately, sometimes if you're early on in that change, you are shit on pretty fucking hard.
You get shit on. You sure do. It's fine. Honestly, I think it's like, I think going through the extension world, it really thickened up my skin. I'm able to let a lot of things roll. Like nothing really phases me. And honestly, I also have a deep understanding that your issue with it has nothing to do with me.
And I think that is a very strong point of view to have. But also, it's not like an easy point of view to have. Like to be able to come to the place, because I've had that because of places that I've worked and now being prominent enough on social media. Like my Instagram's like 46, 7,000. My TikTok is like 160 some. Like there comes a point where it's like, okay, the negative things people say actually has nothing to do with me. They hate themselves. I am reflecting something back that they don't like. So I've really learned to like water off a duck's back.
Or, Ani, they see a part of themselves in you that they deeply aspire to be in, but they don't necessarily feel like they are either qualified or can do it, and it triggers them. And most people are not willing to look into their triggers.
Never. Nope. And like, I'm someone, like I've been to so much therapy now that like I can easily look at someone and be like, if I've ever, and honestly, it really doesn't happen anymore. And I think because A, I remove myself, B, I'm just confident and calm in who I am now. But there have been times before where I would see someone and be like, yeah, well, like, of course she did that. And then I'd be like, whoa, that wasn't fun. Like, I don't say it to them. It was an internal thought, but I was also like, that wasn't a very nice reaction. Like, homegirl did nothing. She just happens to look cool, be cool, is cool, and I'm not as cool as that. And that like triggered something in me. You know what I mean?
Totally.
But I think to be able to take a moment to be like, yeah, hey, so like that wasn't a nice reaction. Figure your shit out. That is a strong person. And that takes a lot of like mental and emotional like clarity and strength to be able not to be like, Monat gave Haley a car. Stupid car. I wouldn't even want a Range Rover. Range Rovers are so dumb. And you're like,
meanwhile, I'm like, I want to live in this. Like, can I just move out of my house and into my car, please?
You're like, sure. I'm going to be the fucking PTSA lady now.
Please. Yes.
That's why it's so interesting. Like, people, they love to hate. Like, and
love it.
And I always say, look, I get it. I'm an equal opportunity hater. Like, I generally am like, I don't like anyone, anything until you prove me otherwise. Everyone starts at 0 with me, which I'm not saying is nice. But I'm saying it's just the reality of who I am. Like,
I like it. It's honest.
My initial reaction is no, I don't like that. I don't want it. And then I'm like, I'll try it secretly.
Let me just dabble here and make my own decision. Let me just, you piqued my curiosity.
you know what? I'm an equal opportunity hater, but I'm a nosy ass bitch too, and I know that about myself. I'm nosy.
So many are so nosy and they just want to know. But I get it because that was me. The number one question I still ask when I get around like some of the girls in Monat who are crushing it, I'm like, how much money are you making? Tell me, because I want to see what's possible.
Mm-hmm. Dude, you know what? My business coach, I didn't directly ask her how much money she made, but I can do very quick math and I know how many students she has in a program and how much that is a month. And one day I was like, yeah, so I did the math on how much you make minimum, and I've honestly never heard of monthly numbers so high. Like, we're not talking single six figures, we are talking multiple. And she was like, yeah, she goes, that's minimum. And I was like, you're my hero.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck? But I think it's also very cool when other people open up your eyes to shit like that, just to be like, you know what?
Totally.
Interesting. You know what? I'm going to order a package. I'm going to try it. I'm also a hater though, so.
I'm going to try it and I'm going to plan to tell everyone how much I hate it. I hope you do, Ani. I hope you do.
I'll go, I might actually cry. I did the same thing with Fourth Wing. I'm like, I'll read the stupid ass book now. I'm like, do I need a Fourth Wing tattoo? I am.
You might need a Fourth Wing tattoo.
Oh my God. Well, I know you actually have a call to get to soon. So
I do.
Final words and thoughts.
Final words. Well, I wanted to thank you, first of all, just for having me on here. I think now when you are doing something like this, everybody thinks that every conversation they're having with you is going to turn into some type of a sales pitch, or like, you know what I mean? And I just appreciate you and your openness and your willingness to learn and to understand. I just think it's so refreshing because we're not an industry that really loves new or change or changing our minds. So I would say, no, those are my final words. This was so fun, and I'm excited for the episode to come out.
Well, I think this is great. People are going to be very interested because, yeah, Monat's everywhere right now. Like, you can't go online and not
love it or hate it. It's everywhere.
Love it or hate it, it's fucking everywhere. But honestly, thank you for being willing to have such an open conversation. And that's why I told you up front, I was like, I'm going to ask you if you were embarrassed. So I want to like prep you, and you were like, yeah ask me, bitch, because I was.
Because I was. Yes.
I love that.
And I was embarrassed for a long time.
And hey, that's okay. So guys, if you want to follow Haley, I'm going to link, if you're watching this on YouTube, I will link everything down below. What's your Instagram handle?
At Haley, HALEYY Evans, EVANSS.
Perfect. So guys, if you want to follow her, even if it's just to be nosy Rosie, go do it. It's okay.
I'll just add another silent stalker to my little reservoir. They're all there.
I love it.
And I love them. I love my silent stalkers.
Hey, silent stalkers still pay you sometimes. It's not necessarily bad.
They sure do.
Love it.
Sure
well,
do.
Guys,
thanks,
thank you. Of course, thank you for being here. And guys, thanks for listening to another episode of Mourning Tea. And I will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.